ICE 2024 on the Gaming Malta stand. We've talked to a whole range of interesting people, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Franco De Gabriele, who is the Chief Commercial Officer for the Easy Group. Franco, welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
Now, Franco, tell me, it's been a monumentous couple of years for the Easy Group. You took over the National Lottery of Malta. So tell me, what's the significance of this transition? How's that going?
Well, it's been a watershed year, I have to say, actually a couple of years. The National Lottery was the only gaming product vertical that our group was not participating in. So putting the National Lottery on top of all we had was quite a task. Starting from the pre-launch, we had 6 months to switch off the other operators, switch on ourselves. And now it's been like 20 months of hard work, trying to understand even some principles of how one should do in the market, and getting accustomed to bringing in essentially a lottery operator into our day-to-day lives. And the results are quite encouraging, I have to say.
So quite a big operational challenge. How has that positioned you for more growth now?
Well, in and of itself, the lottery gives you a lot of opportunity for growth. You have a much larger distribution network. You have a different and more diverse product portfolio. And the National Lottery has always been very, very popular with the Maltese. Our aim is to continue to grow the popularity of the products, create new products as well. And one of the biggest challenges is to also improve the distribution network, making the products more accessible and getting more people that might not have ever, consumed the product to start consuming it.
No, it's been a journey really from being a small land-based operator, to now where you are now. Do you feel that there are particular key contributing factors that you would accredit that to?
Well, first and foremost is the vision of the owner of the group, no doubt about it. He has always been very clear as to where he wants to get to, and that disseminates very much across all this different strata of the company.
So very strong leadership from the top down.
There is that for sure. At the end of the day, it's always also very close-knit. Even though the company now has grown to over 500 employees, we still find ways to communicate very effectively internally and externally with the different stakeholders. But I attribute this growth in a vision that has come to life.
So what advice would you give to a new startup in the market? I mean, obviously having a strong vision is important. What else would you say?
Well, I think the most important thing is to really understand where you want to take the product or the service that you have for the market. Understanding the market, but essentially also having the right people to deliver that particular journey, because at the end of the day, you can have great ideas, you can have great products. It's the people and the processes that these people bring to life that eventually will get you there.
You've achieved market leadership in various different verticals. Are there any other iGaming areas you're looking to expand into, would you say?
Well, probably the next big thing for us is to take all the knowledge that we have amassed over the years in the various verticals and look at opportunities also outside of Malta. In Malta itself, even though there are some pockets that we are looking into, I would say that the growth potential within the verticals is still substantial, but the leap, even in terms of mindset, would come by taking that knowledge and leveraging it for international opportunities.
To talk about a couple of your specific businesses, the Dragonara Casino and the EasyBet retail network, I mean, what sort of improvements and innovations might we expect in the coming years to those?
Technology always enables us to get closer to the customer, have better access points and touch points with the customer, and the products themselves. The products are changing in a very, very rapid way, and therefore the investments that we normally make are related to either customer-facing activities or the products themselves. We have been investing quite a lot over the years. The initial investment at the casino, the Dragonara, was close to 12 million. We then invested midway to our first concession another 6 million, and we've just about invested nearly another 6 million in our second concession. So these investments happen on a regular basis, and the aim of all this investment is to always provide the customer with a better service and a product that they can relate to more.
You spoke then about new technologies and new innovations. How important is it for a growing company to still be able to retain that flexibility to react to those innovations?
In the land-based gaming space, change happens probably at a slower pace than it does in the iGaming space. Having said that, even the most conservative of the verticals, which is lottery, we have seen in these 19 months of operating National Lottery, major changes happening not only locally but even internationally. So being able to not only react, but ideally to predict what the next wave of product, what the next wave of, let's call them marketing techniques are, I think it's essential to stay on top of these things.
You may have heard that GamingMalta have recently launched their Respect campaign. And this is all about, obviously, setting the record straight on iGaming and also to bust those myths and try and promote the facts. I just wondered, in your experience in the industry, what are the biggest misconceptions that you've come across?
More than misconceptions, I think there is a little bit of a notion that gaming operators are just there to get the people to consume that product, which in and of itself requires it to be regulated. The biggest issue that I always find, even when talking to various NGOs about what we provide, is that it is definitely more problematic for players not to find a regulated environment and go outside of the regulated environment into the illegal, let's call it illegal market. The problems that we see, even of players that were in the regulated environment and have gone out of the irregulated environment into the irregular, let's call it, environment, are tenfold, if not more. And therefore, I think people need to understand that the amount of resources, the amount of time, and rightly so, that we do spend to make sure that we're offering a service, which at the end of the day is a gaming service, we cannot hide from that. We are all here in this venue because we're selling a gaming product. But the time and effort that is spent in making sure that it's done in a respectful way, that it's done in a safe environment, and that it is done in collaboration with a lot of entities that have in their very own nature the well-being of the customer is very, very important. So it's not a myth. The misconception is, do we do the right things? And for most time, we do.
So actually getting that message out to the customer, you feel is a good thing?
Absolutely. I mean, the most important thing is that the customers know that they should feel safer if they are consuming the product from venues that are regulated, from operators that are regulated, rather than venturing into the unknown. I think is very, very important.
It is indeed an important message. Franco, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.